1977 MGB. We're going to pull the brake calipers off the front. These are two-part brake calipers. This front piece here comes away, and then the back piece is connected to the suspension back here on the spindle. You see right there, these have a little tab that you have to bend down, and they are 5/8 bolts. But before you even take to the point where you're going to take this thing off, first thing you need to do is take this off. And this, believe it or not, this little connector is a 15 millimeter. I tried a couple of other sizes, but the 15 millimeter was the one that fits the best. Because it's all loose and floppy, you don't want to have to deal with it when this is off. So when this is nice and strong and stable, you can put some torque on that in this position. So let's go ahead and loosen this. You don't have to take it all the way off because it'll start to twist, but just loosen it so that when you do get this off, you can pull it off. Be ready to catch some brake fluid. It's going to get messy. All right, I got this thing loose. I got where it moves. You're good. I've got these loosened up on the outside. The next thing you're going to do is pull off these cotter pins. These cotter pins and these little holders here are what's holding in the brake shoes. So once you get these cotter pins off, then you can take these off altogether and everything will fall away. Then all you have to focus on is the inside connector. Quick notes. Hey, you know, these things are always so greasy. I recommend that you put a cloth on it just to keep from doing that. Also, the outside bolts are fully threaded the entire length, and the inside bolts have a shank. So there are two similar size bolts. They actually will fit the same size threads, they're the same length, but the insides have a shank. So don't mix those up. Okay, there you go. Everything's all out. Now these are the ones I just took off, but here's the other side. I want to show you what the goal is here. First of all, I want to paint these red. So there's some aesthetics that I want to take care of. Second of all, I want to be able to trust the brakes. So that's a little more important. But you can see inside here, there's a seal. And I'm going to look online and see if we have a seal kit that's available. We'll replace these seals and we'll reinstall these pistons back into their proper places. But look inside here. All the years of use, it's got just a pile of crud in the corner. This is just, who knows where the sediment comes from. It's probably from these seals. But anyway, I want to be able to trust the brakes, so I'm tearing them apart, and we're going to get these things some new seals, and I'm going to clean these up and make them nice and bright, shiny red. The method that I use for taking these cylinders out, in case you're wondering, is normally these are pneumatic. They have a fluid that goes in here and it pumps and it makes them come out, right? So what I did to get these cylinders out is I put my compressor on here and I used air. And so I just basically put compressed air in that hole right there and this thing comes right out. You may have to put it on the vise and jiggle it a little bit, but you're going to get them out. If you do have to put them on the vise, keep track that you don't go beyond the thickness of that gap right there. So don't grab the whole thing and make bites with the vise. If you have to, just grab on the edge here and pull it, and that way you can clean that up without having to worry about violating that seal. Hey, here's a neat little trick. So when you connect these all together and you blow air into the intake where normally the brake line goes, the idea is that you'll be able to get the inside cylinder out. Well, in this case, I have one of them stuck. On this side, it's stuck, right? And so in order for me to get a vacuum, I'd have to either plug this up with my finger, which that's not going to give me enough of a vacuum to pull that out, or what I observed here is when you look at these, there's a left side and a right side. And the bolt holes match up and they have a flange that would match up where the hole would go over here. So if you put this hole on the opposite side that it would connect to, this is the left side going on to the right side, it plugs that up. See, the hole's over there. So it plugs it up. And that way, when I put a shot of air in there, it's only going to activate this one cylinder. Let's see if I can just get this with one hand. So this nifty little tool is an oil seal puller. It's actually made specifically for this. Believe it or not, I have a special tool. I got to a point where I needed to do enough of these that I ended up getting one of these. So basically, just want to get that piece of rubber out of the inside seal. If you can interrupt that enough to come away, you can get that. Let's see if I can get this just with one hand. There we go. So that's this one. That's the inside one. The one on the top is rubber on the inside, and it has a metal. It has a metal flashing on the edge. Let's see if I can get good lighting here. And if you get this little hook up underneath there, it'll catch that edge. It's a two-hand job. Let's see if I can get it. So you just want to pull that rubber out so you can get to that inside edge. There, I got it. That's a bite now. There you go. See? There's a metal edge with rubber on the inside of that one. So there's two pieces that you need to pull out of there. And when you get the kit, I'll give you the part numbers when we do the part 2 of this. You get the kit, then all you need to do is reinstall them. So now you see there's a lot of rust and stuff in here. I got to clean all this out and get these ready for paint, and then we'll get them all reassembled. Stay tuned for part 2. So that's part 1 of 1977 MGB brake calipers. I'll do once I get the repair kit and I start reassembling these. You'll see I'm going to clean these up and paint them, and we'll do part 2 video on that. Cheers. So it occurred to me as I was looking at the analytics on my YouTube channel that the majority of the people who view my videos are over 45, and there are a lot of gentlemen. And so one of the reasons why I believe that only like 2% of people who watch my videos actually subscribe to the channel could very well be that they're older gentlemen, not necessarily that they're not interested in the content. So what I wanted to do is take a quick little quip at the end of this video here and explain to y'all how to subscribe. I'm not one of those people who like to say, you know, like and subscribe, or you'll get eaten by a bug at night or whatever. I'm not going to threaten you, and I'm not going to continue to ask you to subscribe. But it would be nice if you all had this worked out. So if you're at my channel, which you probably will never see, there's a big old button that says subscribe. More likely, you're going to be looking at a video that YouTube said to you, hey, here's a great video you might be interested in. And so when you're looking at these videos, you might be in full screen and you can't see the subscribe button, right? It's just, there's nothing there, right? So when you're done watching the video, right, there's a button down here that says subscribe. You can like, or you can dislike if you don't like it, but liking is not the same as subscribing. And there is an advantage, FYI, for those of you who don't know. If you subscribe, it helps me so that I can provide better content, and eventually I might be able to monetize. That would be an ultimate goal, but it's, you know, not the end of the world if you don't subscribe. But please do minimize or look at the video and find this little red subscribe button and subscribe. Hit that button, and you'll get subscribed. If you like to get notified every time a video is posted, I do one, maybe 2 in a week. Then you can hit this little bell to notify, and it will send you a little notification when I do that. It's not really necessary, but please do. If you like the content, you like the videos, click that little subscribe button right there and make my day. Thanks much.